everyone, welcome back to the British Daily. This channel provides you with interesting insights about British life. So, in my last video, we visited a virtual historical museum of Britain. Today, let's have a change of scenery. Imagine that you have just received an invitation to attend a British party. What should you do to act properly when driving and attending a British party? In today's video, I'm gonna show you everything you need to know about the time, the table manners, and the tea etiquette. Sounds really informative, right? Let's get started. The first thing is the time. How do British people behave when it comes to timing? Actually, Brits are particular about timings and they hate being late. Here are some basic rules that will help you get your timings right, whatever the situation is. First, for formal meetings like job interviews, you should arrive at least 5 minutes before your meeting. Arriving late for a formal meeting is seen as unprofessional. If you are running late, ring your host to let them know you will be late and to show them respect as well. The next one is for appointments. When you visit a doctor, the time you are given for your appointment isn't necessarily the time you will be seen. However, you should arrive at least 5 minutes before your appointment. So how about the time-related behavior in the working place? This is much more strict. If you are expected to start at 9 a.m., it is not acceptable to arrive after this time. Being late consistently will land you in trouble. You can be sacked from your job. So remember not to be late for work. The last thing is the dinner party. If you have been invited to a dinner party, then you should arrive exactly on time, as the host will have planned when they will serve the food. But if you are running later than 10 minutes, you should ring your host and let them know how late you might be. So you have attended a British party. Now, let's move on to some table manners. Good manners at the dining table are very important in Britain. I'm delighted to show you 10 things you should pay attention to. Number 1. Wait for others.
As I've said many times before, good manners are selfless, not selfish, which means they're about other people. So we wait for everyone at the table to have a plate of food in front of them before we start eating. Don't begin if a few people don't have food. Likewise, if you want to help yourself to anything that you see on the table, make sure the people either side of you have it first before you help yourself.
Yeah, and the second thing, you have to serve food to your neighbors first. If you are dining in a group and the food is shared, put others' needs before your own. Offer to serve food to your neighbors first, leave enough for others and do not take more than you can eat. Number 3, how to hold knife and fork. If you are right-handed, your knife should be held in your right hand and your fork should be held in your left hand. If you are left-handed, it is becoming more acceptable to hold your knife and fork the other way. Number 4, cutlery should be rested on the sides of the plate or together in the center when you finish the meal. Number 5, do not eat noisily. In the UK, people eat very quietly, almost silently. If you make a lot of noise while eating, this will appear very strange, and do not slap when you are eating slap. Next one, you have to take a small mouthful. Keep your mouth closed when you chew, and swallow delicately, and do not ever talk while there is food in your mouth. Number 6, remember to eat slowly. Eating quickly or overeating makes you appear greedy. 7, do not pass gas or wind at the dining table.
My God, Kitty.
Oh, calm down. It wasn't a fart. If that's what you're thinking. That wasn't a fart, everyone.
In the UK, this is seen as very rude and doing so will upset other people at the dining table. Number 8, bread and butter etiquette.
People don't know what to do once it's there. You take the butter from the center of the plate and put some butter on your bread plate.
That is not your butter knife. Do you see?
Right.
You don't take the butter from there and slap it on your roll. You put it on the plate.
You put the butter on the plate.
And oh, that was a biggie.
Yeah. And you don't butter the whole roll at once. You take
butter a piece of the roll.
Of the roll, one
with
mouthful.
your own knife.
With your own knife, put it on the bread, and then you pop it in your mouth.
Okay, number 9. When you leave the table, you should wait until everyone has finished or you are told to leave the table. If you really need to leave, you can ask to leave the table. And the final one, if you spill anything on someone else accidentally, You just need to offer them a napkin and let them do it for themselves, and then offer to cover any laundry or cleaning costs. Now moving on to the third part of this video, tea etiquette. In the UK, tea is an integral part of everyday life. It is part of many British people's daily routine and serves many social functions. In modern day in Britain, they love nothing better than putting outfits up and enjoying a cuppa or brew. Afternoon tea is a big tradition in the UK and is worth having an afternoon tea while you are here. So, many people confuse between afternoon tea and high tea, but it's a big mistake. High tea is actually not the fancy kind of tea. It includes a heavier meal like meat, fish and egg dishes, and is offered in the early evening. It got its name from being served at a high table, like a dining table. Afternoon tea is the one most people associate with luxury. It is a social affair intended to have fill the gap between lunch and dinner. Afternoon tea is served traditionally between 3 and 5 p.m. with tea, crustless sandwiches, scones, and desserts. What could be more British than a classic afternoon tea? Imagine your friends invite you to their house for an afternoon tea party, but you are so nervous because you have never been to a tea party before. Don't worry, here's our quick guide to etiquette so that you can be sure you do it correctly. So the first thing is a napkin. Take it and place it on your lap with a crease folded towards you. Next comes to actual drinking of tea. The tea strainer should be used, if provided, by pouring the tea through it over the cup to cut any loose. Then, you put the milk or tea in first. Actually, tea should be poured first and milk and sugar added afterward. When it comes to stirring our tea, we go back and forth in a 6 and 12 motion rather than going round and round. Next one, don't clink the spoon against the sides of the cups either. Stir it delicately. Now we're moving on to food. And we will start with the sandwiches. So you should always eat your sandwiches with your fingers and not cut them with a fork and knife. It is traditional to take just one sandwich, and no matter how small, eat it in more than one mouthful. Now the best part of an afternoon tea, the scones. So remember, never use a knife to cut into your scone to open it. Instead, we break it in half with our own hands. And when it comes to layering your scones, it really doesn't matter which way around you jam the cream. Go unless you are in the southeast of England. The Devon tradition is to put the cream first with jam spread on top, while the Cornish tradition is jam first and topped off with cream. Then, the final course, if you have any room left, is a cakes and pastries. So usually, when you eat pastries and cakes, you will get a small fork like this and you should hold it in your right hand, upturned, and then just simply enjoy your cakes and pastries. Since the 18th century, afternoon tea has been a part of British culture. That means you have to close the gap on hundreds of years of tea history, so start practicing. You never know when you're going to run into Queen Elizabeth at afternoon tea. So hopefully, this video will help you to know more about British etiquette and how to be polite and appropriate while you are studying in the UK. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Bye!